everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cast. We're just cast now.
It's just a cast.
We're the cast. Uh, the host of the cast, my name is Dana, joined by Mr. Co-host of Danny Martinez. So, how are you doing, Mr. Martinez, and why are you whining?
Because of this show. What? Just what? Like why? What? I'm just very confused today.
Are you saying you don't want a spinoff from the greatest movie
I
that has
did.
ever existed
I will
of the
take
James Gunn universe?
any creative juices you want to throw my way. Go right ahead. Some things might stick and some things might not, but just please don't be a child and respond like a child when people say that this show is stupid.
But we really should concentrate on the fact that you want some juice on your face.
What?
You said you will take all the juice.
Yeah, the creative juices. Don't be nasty.
Yeah, I mean,
Nasty.
I'm just saying, you want a juice on your face. Pause right there. But James Gunn is ready to give it to you in the face with all the juices right now.
Mm-hmm.
So from the greatest movie to ever exist, I know how much you loved Superman. You came out crying and you immediately texted me that this should win all of the awards, which hilariously, they are campaigning for the Oscars and the Golden Globe.
I wouldn't go that far, really.
Oh, I don't even know. I'm like not even technical. But yeah. So anyway, we're getting a spinoff from the bestest character that ever existed, Jimmy Olsen. And this is the live action spinoff, not to be confused with Jimmy Olsen that is in My Adventures with Superman, which is actually really good. I would have
I like
preferred
it.
that. But this is a live action version of that. And as you know from the show itself, he is an investigator. He's not just there with his little camera. He is an investigator investigating the crimes of Metropolis. And he's also like a ladies' man. So I wonder how that will also come into play as well. But yeah, this will kind of focus completely on his character. But one of the things that really was like, could be a saving grace is that James Gunn is, from my understanding, he is not writing this. Woo.
Okay.
Instead, it's going to be Dan Paretol and Tony Yacinda, which I probably butchered, who are the writers of American Vandal, which was a comedy. It was like mockumentary satire style. And they are going to be the writers, the showrunners, and the executive producers of it. So the concept of this show is very simple. It centers on Olsen, Jimmy Olsen, as well as other Daily Planet reporters. But we're not getting Lois and Clark. We're not going to get, who they may make a cameo. I don't know. They, a little cameo.
They're not gonna fit the budget.
They're not going to fit the budget. Maybe a cape you'll just see flying in the air one day. And be like, oh, look, it's Lois's desk. She's never here. But Clark is never here. I wonder what's going on. That kind of thing. But it will tackle cases involving superpowered villains. And the big villain we have is going to be your favorite character to ever exist. Gorilla Grodd will be the spotlight for season 1, which we all know from The Flash. For those who need a closer kind of The Flash.
The Flash
so
TV
what were your
show.
thoughts? TV show. Yeah, oh yeah. Sorry about that. The Flash TV show. That's a whole nother argument of The Flash there. But we did love the 9 seasons, I believe, of The Flash, even though both have bad special effects.
Did we love all 9 seasons? Maybe not. Maybe like the first 5.
See, y'all complain too much. I thought they did a better version of Crisis in what is it?
Oh yeah,
Infinite Earths.
Those were great.
That was so. Remember Constantine?
Mm-hmm.
He somehow was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need to rewatch
Lucifer
that.
there.
Lucifer. Oh man.
Yeah.
It's really sad when a CW show is better than an actual movie that they announced when they was starting filming on the CW show.
Yeah.
Remember that mess? But yeah, going back to the gorillas, what are your thoughts on the Gorilla Man?
Um, so in general, I think this show will be a interesting and fun way to introduce new characters, villains, whatever. I talked about this with you offline before. James Gunn is really good at taking not so known or not so cared for characters and spin it into something that is worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
He did it with the Suicide Squad. He did it with Guardians of the Galaxy. He did it with Peacemaker. So hopefully we get it with this. So I think Gorilla Grodd would be a great start, an interesting start. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how that works, but we're just leave it up to them. But it's interesting, and I would love to see what their take is on Gorilla Grodd and how they're going to introduce him. Especially because he's people think that he's like this stupid, not literally stupid, but like kind of like a C-list type of villain or type of villain that's like not interesting or important, but he has a pretty good backstory. He's got good motivations for why he's so villainous, and he's a genius gorilla, so it works. Only thing I worry about is the CGI. I hope the CGI is really good. Um, because they did a pretty good job for the Flash, but I kind of feel like with the Flash show, as like the seasons progressed, the quality of the CGI and the action kind of diminished. So I hope they kind of just maintain that with this show.
Mm-hmm. Um, and one of the things that I did automatically when you say Gorilla Grog, remember in the CW, um, Gorilla Grog tried to kill Obama.
In the
You
comics?
remember in the show, The Flash.
In this show? I don't remember that.
In the show, you don't remember?
I
It
don't
was
remember
like
that.
it aired like around. Okay. It was completely ridiculous. It was the craziest thing ever, right? So it was President's Day within the show,
Yeah.
and Gorilla Grog tried to kill Obama, and no one seems to remember this. It was absolutely hilarious. It was the end of season 3. Where I think it was how did it go? Um, Gorilla Grog was trying to kill the future president, who ended up becoming um, Barack Obama at the time, and
Oh,
it was a huge
okay.
thing. You starting to remember now? So
Not
yeah,
really.
he's like, no, I remember. See, everyone forgets like the great stuff that happened, but this all had to do like with it was a huge fight scene. Obviously, not with Obama,
Yeah.
but they had the legends. Remember how it was the legends of tomorrow? They got involved. Remember Legends of
I
Tomorrow?
remember them.
The
I do not
show,
remember them
Legends of
getting involved.
Tomorrow.
I don't remember them getting
Yeah.
involved. Nope.
It was he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
And that's
But kind of
season
moving
3. That
on.
was so long ago.
Yes. It was a while ago, but it was an episode that was nobody remembers. But the point is this. Gorilla Grodd has been a part of the DC universe for a while, especially when it came to a live action version of this. My thing is, how different are we going to make it? Because I thought that they did a really good job, comic book accurate wise, with the CW show, and all there were other iterations of it. But from one of the things that because you are like hardcore into comic books, so you're like, whoa, I love this. um, he has his abilities. It's not like it's a big old gorilla. This is not like something from Godzilla, the
Is that what they
movies.
said?
This is no, I meant like in general for people who don't know. When you're
Oh,
like,
oh, oh.
oh, he's gonna go after a gorilla, it's just like he has
It's just a
telepathic
guy.
powers,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
right? So kind of like explain to people the importance of Grog and why this is not like something out of King Kong.
Well, he is like I get it, like if you were to say Kingpin is a genius villainous person, arch nemesis for Spider-Man, and Lex Luthor is the genius arch nemesis for Superman, then Gorilla Grodd is the genius arch nemesis for the Flash. Um, so he's just a smart gorilla. Ooh, like that's like the gist of what he is. But like, yeah, he has telepathic powers. He's super smart. He wants to like create a utopia of his species and his kind to take over, kind of like Planet of the Apes
Mm-hmm.
style, pretty much. At least most of his motivations come through that, but things change and he has other reasons. But uh there's not much to him other than that. He's tragic in the sense that like he was mistreated while he was growing up, and subject to these experiments and stuff that turned him to what he is today. So that could be a little part of something that they could touch on the show, is like the experiment on animals, and we already know James Gunn is really good with that stuff, so hopefully
Oh,
he has some influence with that,
we'll
along
see
with
him as like
the
a little
directors.
tiny
Yeah, little
gorilla.
tiny ape. Yeah.
No, gorilla.
A gorilla, sorry. Yeah. Oh, he would mess me up if I called him an ape. Um, but yeah, I hope that's just the start of something interesting. I hope they kind of just keep him in the shadows and kind of just don't use him too much. So he's kind of like in the background, kind of manipulating everything. Because I don't see this as like a big flashy, action type of show. You don't need a lot of CGI. So even practical effects will still be good. Like you can keep a giant, you know, practical gorilla in the background sitting on his throne like freaking Thanos or something, and only show him in certain points to kind of like push a button or like send a an enemy somewhere to stop Jimmy or whatever it is he's doing. But I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I say this again. I just worry about the practical effects versus CGI and stuff for such a big uh villain.
Yes, I do worry about that. I wonder how that is going to look. I do have somewhat of faith, but the reason why I have that is I don't think he'll be on camera on screen that much,
Mm,
which can cut down the budget
yes.
immensely. This is a very smart person. So how about they not realize what Gorilla Grog actually is, and instead they think that they're fighting, some at least a human form or an alien kind of form that's closer to mankind as opposed to a telepathic gorilla. So that should be interesting. And then as more as they investigate, he kind of reveals himself, and we kind of get that maybe the last 3 episodes or something where they show him. And
Yeah.
he's not someone that needs, that you were saying, he doesn't need to be on camera all the time. And they can make it kind of practical in that sense. They're again, I'm not speaking to somebody who knows technology, but I'm pretty sure they can use like the practical facial, I don't know what you would call it, motion capture thing at first, and like keep them in the shadows where we
Hmm.
don't need to see that full thing. And as you was explaining, um, he does a really great, James Gunn in general does a really great job at making you care about a puppet and having to
Yeah.
realize like this is not a real this is a rock, whatever it was, a bunch of bunny and hamsters and rodents from Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He
Yeah.
can make it like they're really crafty with puppets nowadays. So there's a lot of ways that they can go with this and kind of focus on the backstory. And I do expect a little tear if that is the case, because when he wants to see a little tortured baby gorilla and the sad eyes looking at you, it'll be interesting. And then also it'll give like more of a personality to this character. So I
Hmm.
kind of like it. I think it's going to be interesting. But one of the things that is another, it's going to film around the same time as the Supergirl movie, Super Girl of Tomorrow,
Girl, no. I thought it was just
Superwoman.
called Supergirl.
Oh well, it was originally when they had
Man of
person of
Tomorrow is
tomorrow.
the next Superman movie.
That is the next Superman movie. Um, Basically, it's going to be filming around the same time. Oh, then no, I got it all confused. Sorry, they already did film the Supergirl.
Oh,
Man
okay.
of Tomorrow. Sorry. So Man of Tomorrow is going to be filming at the exact same time as this TV series. They're both going to be filmed in Atlanta because everything's in Atlanta or probably overseas at this point. That's a whole nother conversation of tariffs. But it is going to be filmed around that time. So I think we might get a crossover or one or two. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to live there. For example, we had Peacemaker crossing over in the Superman movie.
Hmm.
Remember that? He had a whole little scene there. And we had the unnecessary Lex Luthor in Peacemaker. So I
Hmm.
think we're going to start getting crossovers. So we can easily get, a cape, like I said, a cape, a foot, or something of what's going on that will lead into Man of Tomorrow from this series, or at least something bleeds into. Remember, we had the entire thing of Bogorvia? I forgot what it was called. But
Barovia.
the plot,
Bur.
yes, with Creature Commandos and
Yes,
Superman
Superman.
movie, you had kind of like the same shared plot in a way. So the point I'm simply making is there could easily be a crossover. We also know who's going to be in it. Well, the returning reporters who is going to be in it. So we do have Wendell Pierce, who we know originally played. Oh my God, he played the black reporter because he's a black man. Perry White.
Perry White. Yeah.
Perry White is going to be in it. Wendell Pierce was Perry White in the movie. He's like, I don't know these people.
Oh, I know
Steve
Perry White.
Lombard, Cat Grant is going to be back,
Yeah. Hmm.
and Ron Trupe. So that should be interesting to at least see. Wendell Pierce stays with a job, and Cat Grant. We really didn't get to see a lot of Cat Grant in the movie, so maybe this is like her whole thing where she can shine. And for those who don't remember, Cat Grant was also one of the big main characters in the Supergirl TV series that was also part of CW. That was originally on CBS, but it was going to cancel, but they moved it to the CW, and it was like, yay, if that makes any sense. So, yes, so that should be interesting. And you said you're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it because before you was like, no, why? So is your why still a why, or is it like, meh, yay?
No, I'm still asking. Well, I mean, 'cause the main thing is like I'm asking why Jimmy Olsen, like why that. So I'm very
Because he was a
curious.
breakout star.
I mean, sure, he had a he had a couple good moments in the Superman movie, but does that really warrant an entire TV series? Like, I feel like it's one of those. It's the same thing with kind of like Marvel, where Marvel will want to do a spin-off or something, and then not really dedicate themselves to it. They just it's kind of just like a
Mhm.
one and done type of thing. And I'm kind of feeling that the Jimmy Olsen thing is going to be one of that. I could be wrong, and it could be great. I'm still going to give it a chance, and I'm still going to watch it. But I just get that vibe of just like, man, we got to figure out something to put on HBO Max because Peacemaker's done, and all we got are these movies, theatrical movies that are coming out. So I don't know, let's do Jimmy Olsen. Just get him
Oh,
over here. He might not be doing anything. Let's give him an offer and let's do a TV show. Like I don't know, but it's just the Jimmy Olsen thing is like that's why I'm like, why Jimmy Olsen? Like why this show specifically? Why couldn't it be like a brand new thing? Or why couldn't it be Perry White? Like why couldn't it be I don't know. It's just strange to me.
maybe in a sense that they're focusing on like the random villains. I'm wondering how this bleeds into because we do know Man of Tomorrow ends up being Lex Luthor teaming up with Superman,
Hmm.
right? So I am kind of wondering if they're using that as a conduit to kind of introduce who that super villain is that now imposes a threat that requires Lex to be like, "Hey, I need help. Let me call Superman." As much as I hate him, you
For
think?
the um I don't
Mm-hmm.
know because why would you want to involve the biggest global or universal threat for that matter in a TV show? You know, like there's a lot of theories out there about who would be the big bad. James Gunn has already said that he does not want to do Dark Side again because number one, it's already been done with Zack Snyder, but number two, the comparisons with Dark Side and Thanos were too much. So he wants to stray away from that. He wants to try to do something different, which is great. I 100% agree with that. Darkseid is like one of my favorite villains for DC, but yes, we should absolutely put him to the side for now. Like you've got people like Brainiac, you've got the Anti-Monitor,
Mm-hmm.
you could do freaking Lobo if anything. I think Lobo is going to be the villain for
Oh yeah.
Superman though.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but there are so many other top tier villains that you can do for man to introduce and maybe a Man of Tomorrow or for like the Avengers style or in this case Justice League style movie. But to kind of allude to it in the Jimmy Olsen show is still kind of weird to me too.
You don't. Oh, Jimmy Olsen. Yeah, I was kind of confused about it, especially when we had a whole series that already has Jimmy Olsen, with My Adventures with Superman, which I hope doesn't mean it's going to get canceled because that was actually
Yeah,
good.
DC. Honestly, DC has a habit of doing those type of things. There was I think they had canceled the Batman animated series, or at least postponed it for a while because the Batman movies were coming out with Robert Pattinson.
Right.
Uh,
Well, that
it's
that
just
was because remember there was a bunch of Batman shows that were coming.
yeah.
There was the one that was by who originally did the Batman Adventures, like when we were a kid,
Oh, the
that
animated
used to
series,
air
yeah,
on
with Kevin
the
Conroy.
animated series. Yes, but the writer who did that
Yeah.
whole thing,
Uh-huh.
I believe he had a series that is supposed to come out or was supposed to come out. But that whole weird thing, remember when David Zaslav was like cutting everything?
Yeah, I
Remember
do.
we were supposed to get like Urkel and some Urkel TV show,
Oh, I don't know about
Scooby Doo
that.
and Urkel.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he cut everything. So there were a bunch of Batman series that instead went to Prime Video
Okay.
that was supposed to get cut. This was during the same time as Batgirl, which we never got, and I don't think we ever
Mhm.
will.
We will.
But
I'm gonna put money on that. I have hope. We're gonna get that.
they said
We're
they
gonna see
destroyed
that.
the tape. The
No,
tapes are
it's still in the vault.
destroyed.
It's still in the vault. Don't believe him. Don't believe him
They
whatsoever.
destroyed the tapes.
Nope.
But okay, I don't know.
But like
But
DC
mhm.
doesn't like to have multiple IPs of the same character out at the same time. Like
uh,
that's their problem. Like they think that we're stupid and we can't differentiate between like the different realities and stuff of like the animated series versus a show versus a movie. So
mhm.
I don't know what they're gonna do with all that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it'll be interesting because we still have Robert Pattinson. I don't know if when are we ever getting that movie? But apparently, there's a script somewhere that's being written.
It's
Remember the
done.
second one?
The script is done.
It's done. Well, we'll see what happens. Like, come
Mhm.
on now. We're gonna be waiting for this. It'll be GTA. What is it? GTA 6.
That got delayed too. Oh my god, don't get me started on that shit. That got delayed
That's
too
never
now.
coming out.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's never coming out. You guys are gonna like be like old grandpas in the herbs and go, yeah, remember back in Maggie. But yeah,
Back in my
I don't think
day.
that's coming out. Back in Maggie, we had a game called GT6. It never came out. It's a lore. So yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm semi interested. I'm not gonna say I'm excited because I'm like a little bit meh, as well as you. Because it's like, why Jimmy? I think only because the fans like the fact that he had a couple of moments in some scenes where like the girl and like
Yeah.
oh, why is all these women flocking after him? And it's like, oh, he has aura. I don't know. Gen Z probably
I will
wanted
tell
this.
you this: like, if Jimmy Olsen had such a moment, he made such an impact on the show. Where the fuck is Mr. Terrific's TV show? Like he should have won more than Jimmy Olsen should have. The Green, well, actually, the Green Lantern already has, are going to have it too. It's Green Lanterns plural, but like
We
why?
still have that. We have
Where's
one
the
picture.
yeah, one picture, one set picture.
2 years
Where's the
ago.
Hawk Girl TV show? Where's the Metamorpho TV show? Like, why Jimmy Olsen? Like, it just still confuses me on that.
Aura. He has that aura. Did I guess the teenagers were like, "Oh, Jimmy Olsen, you're here." I don't even know at this point, but we'll see how that ends up being. I have no faith whatsoever. But kind of also moving on from that, is there anything else that you wanted to say about the Jimmy Olsen TV show?
No, like I said, I'm still gonna watch it, and I'll give it a chance. But I don't have too much faith in like it lasting more than one season.
Ooh, I at least give it two.
Mm.
I don't think it's gonna get canceled. I think that it may like it's just a bridge
I don't.
over troubled water.
Well, that's what I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be more of a just a connection, a vehicle for something else that they have planned, whether it be the saga that they're trying to put together, or a next movie, or another villain that they might introduce, or even another TV show. But I think that's all this is a bridge.
Ground versus Brainiac. Ooh.
Oh, Grog and the Flash. I mean, if you're introducing Grog, why not allude to the Flash in some way? Cast a new Flash.
We'll get something that runs really quickly by our screen and be like, "What's
Yeah,
that?" It
yeah.
was gone in a flash. So who knows? It could be a way. Maybe there is actually a plan that we just don't know. Because remember, we had that whole video where it was like, we have a 10-year plan. And I don't
Right.
really think they're BSing sometimes. I think that they want to prove that they're not Marvel.
Hmm.
And Marvel really does seem like they're just throwing everything at the wall
Now they are,
and
yeah.
hoping it sticks. Even though I still stand behind Wonder Man seems really, really interesting. I'm confused, but it seems really interesting. And the WandaVision trailer, not WandaVision, Vision Quest
A
trailer
Vision Quest.
that
I
we
still
got to
haven't seen
see
that. You got to see that.
I got to see it. Like I legit had the tears in my eyes. It was like, oh my
Mhm.
God, my heart, my soul is broken. So who knows? We might actually be on some type of positive something. And then of course we have Endgame, which not Endgame, Doomsday, which
Doomsday.
we'll see what that is. Oh no, I have emotionally feelings about marketing and money pit. But anyway, I am getting completely off course here. A big trailer, kind of teaser trailer, you can make an argument, dropped today, where it's din 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 din, Danny's favorite Italian. Woohoo! We have the Super Mario Brothers Galaxy, which is based on the video game that you played just yesteryear. So it is the
Sure.
sequel. Sure, 20 years ago, that game came out. So this should be fun. This was presented during Nintendo Direct, which a lot of people didn't really expect. I was like, oh, but some people was, and you're tapped into the whole gaming thing. So, what were your thoughts when you knew that it was being adapted from that game, which technically doesn't have a plot aside from Princess Peach has been kidnapped again?
Well,
Um,
that's a plot for everything, but you introduce a very another important character in the Mario lore, which is oh, why am I blanking on her name already? Rosalie.
Rosalia.
Yeah, Rosalia. She's an important character. Nobody officially knows if she's like the lineage of Princess Peach or not in some way, like a daughter or the mother or whatever it might be, because she doesn't seem to age ever. But I am excited. I was not happy when they announced the Chris Pratt as the Mario for the first movie, and I still saw the movie. I'm still going to give things a chance, and I loved the movie. It was a lot of fun. It was great. It's meant for kids, so I'm not going to like expect this thing to be like, an Oscar worthy adult movie to enjoy for myself specifically, but it was fun for what it was, and so I'm excited for this one. They can connect more lore, more story, more background into the world, and in this case, the galaxy. Um, I like it. I'm excited for it, and I'm hoping that they're gonna do eventually a connection with, because they're going, universal in a sense. I hope they touch more on the Nintendo universe in general, and maybe in the future we get like a Avengers style thing with Nintendo characters, kind of like Smash Brothers. Like we could end this whole thing as Avengers Endgame, and it'll be Smash Brothers, and it'll just be everybody fighting each other or something like that. Zelda and Link, yeah, Zelda and Link and Bowser and Mario and just all these different franchises. Samus, it would be great.
We kind of had that with Ready Player One, but
Yeah.
he's like, no,
Well, I mean,
that's not what.
that's a very different side of gaming.
Yeah, it is. But no, I look forward to that. That would be a lot of fun, and I don't think that's something that we will be. Obviously, we had the Avengers, but like, let's do video games. That'll be cool. The Nintendo universe, and then they can sue everyone. Um, I like that concept. What's just interesting is they said that this was based on the Galaxy game. I think it's just the first game, but there's a
Mhm.
two. And if you looked at kind of like the background images of what was going on, it gave me Odyssey vibes, which made me very happy
Mm.
because I love Mario Odyssey. But I love the fact that we're not like, let's go into the human world. I hate that with all my heart, and that's what made me happy about the first one, because I
Mhm.
honestly thought, oh, we're in human world. How will we interact?
The Smurf thing, like
They're
they did
in.
with the Smurfs.
Oh. And if you watch the last Smurfs, they stayed in Smurf universe. It
Yeah.
was really good. It was so good. Nobody watched the Smurf movie, the one with Rihanna with the song that was terrible. But anyway, the point is, this looks exciting. I like the fact that we're in the universe, and it's, to me, as someone who's played obviously the video games, it's fun to see all of that come to life.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that they did Odyssey, I felt was, you know, yeah, we can bring them into the real world, but it's still our world. And I like that. And I think that that is what they're starting to lean more into. But I still, in a way, kind of want the first original world from, what was it, the very first Super Mario Brothers game. But anyway, back on this one. I like the fact that we have new characters. You mentioned Rosaline, which is not Rosala. She is going to be voiced by Brie Larson, because what is she has nothing else doing in the Marvel universe? Clearly,
She just gets so much hatred for no reason.
no, I don't hate her. I hate the fact that they're not utilizing her.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a whole Doomsday thing popping off. Where is she?
I
Wasn't
think
she supposed to be the strongest one?
I think that's the problem, is that they kind of put her in a corner of just like, oops, she's too powerful. We need to like give her as little screen time as possible, because then she kind of just ruins everything, like, the moment, the whole power scale.
Basically, but I'm happy she's the voice of Rosaline. Also, one of the things that took me out completely was I loved how they started with the Bowser, not browser, Bowser, and he has a little paint thing, and then we zoom out and we realize he's still tiny, because that's how
Hmm.
it ended in the first movie. So it's a direct continuation. So you
Hmm.
have little tiny Bowser, and his whole thing was his little tiny voice, but he is being avenged by his son, which Bowser Jr. Does he put like a big role in the video games? Because I know like Rosalie at least
Um,
has a son.
it depends on the game that you're playing. I mean, there's Baby Mario, and there's other Mario games where Bowser Jr. is like an annoyance in a sense, but I don't think Bowser Jr. has ever been like a main villain in any game. He's more like sub boss or a boss or whatever. Like you just run into him every now and then. Uh, yeah, I'm curious of how they're gonna do that.
So it's a strong connection, and I don't think they really alluded to Bowser and his child in the first movie. So it was a fun surprise. And he's going to be voiced by Benny Safdie, who
Who?
was the guy who did. Oh my gosh, was he the one that did Smashing Machine? Because remember, there's the Safdie brothers. One did the Smashing Machine, and the other one did um shoot,
Oh, okay. And Uncut Gems too. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uncut
yeah.
Gems. Remember the Uncut Gems?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember which one did what, which movie, because one is having a really great movie career,
Yeah.
and the other one is like me. He did Smashing Machine.
Benny Safdie's the one. John Safdie's the other one.
Yeah, he did the Smashing Machine. He needs to win at this point because that was not. We need to stay far away from The Rock, respectfully, because everything he touched dies. Respectfully, I don't like
Franchise
him
killer,
at all.
just like Jared Leto.
Yes, basically. Oh, the other brother is doing Marty Supreme, the one with Timothy Chalamet.
Shamalama
Chow,
Ding Dong.
Shamalama Ding Dong. Point that I'm simply making is this. Um, this looks really interesting. I look forward to Bowser. It just looks like it's fun. Obviously, as you stated, we're not getting this is going to be Oscar award performances. Although, remember, Peaches, I think, was nominated for an
Beach.
Oscar.
I love that song.
So I'm looking forward to whatever they do song wise with this. We could get eventually maybe an Oscar nominated music. Although I think K-pop Demon Hunters is taking it,
Oh
but
Lord. Yeah, probably.
I love K-pop Demon Hunters. It was a really good movie.
Sure. I'm not
He
knocking it,
like
but it's not for me. I'm not knocking it though.
he doesn't like goodness. But no, this seemed a lot of fun. I like the fact that Bowser is in it, Bowser Jr., and it seems like he'll just probably be an annoyance, and then obviously we'll have to team up with Mario and Luigi. I'm interested to see how do they incorporate Rosaline because that should be interesting.
Hmm.
What happens if she's working against Princess Peach? What happens if it's that kind of
That
situation?
would be a very different change in the lore of Mario.
So that would not be a good thing. She could be bad and then turn good.
Sure.
Aha.
I mean,
It's
again,
like,
this movie's for no. I mean, you're right. Like, and they can do whatever they want because this movie, again, it's still meant for kids, the new generation of people, probably kids who've never played a Mario game. They just enjoy a fun, 3D animated movie. So, but you know how toxic the video game community can be. You change anything that they love, and they go crazy and boycott and complain and whatever they do. Just take it as it is. Enjoy the movie or don't buy a ticket. Speak with your wallet and go play the video games or or touch grass.
gosh. Uh, Play the video games and watch the movie because it looks fun. But no, it's interesting because they did also tease that there's going to be other surprises, not just character wise, but it also can be like environment wise.
Yeah.
So as you were saying before, they could just start incorporating the looks from all of the games, just slowly bleeding them all in. And
Hmm.
as it is Galaxy, so we could just travel anywhere we want to. So I could originally get my original Super Mario Brothers level with the sand. We had the pyramids, and we had like it looked like glimpses of Mario Kart, which would
We
be a
had
lot of
definitely
fun.
had Mario Kart. I can't remember most of the
Yeah.
movie anymore. I don't remember the pyramids.
No, the trailer from this.
Oh! I thought you meant for the first movie.
The
Okay.
trailer. Yes. No. So that looks a lot of fun, and the fact that we don't know what's going on with Rosalina is churning. That could be fun as well. But and I like the fact that she's not, oh no, what's gonna happen? She was fighting. She was like kicking butt in there.
Hmm.
So that's a good thing as well because the Princess Peach was in there fighting as well. So she had her staff with the star, which I think has some kind of power within it. Maybe You would know because
Yes.
you. He's like, I know nothing.
It's been a
I
while.
don't.
It's been a while. Galaxy Games did
Oh,
not come out like a couple years ago. It's been a while.
so for the record, she's not going to be related to Princess Peach.
Oh, have
They
they
stated.
announced that? They stated that
They
already?
announced that
That's disappointing.
Rosalina's character was in early development, and that the Super Mario Galaxy development team contemplating having her as a character be related to Princess Peach. The relationship did not remain as an element of the final story, but that is kind of the reason why they're designed similarly. But they're not going to be related.
That's okay. Disappointing, but whatever. I just hope they use her properly.
I do. I hope so too. And it should be interesting. And as you already stated, she was in the Super Mario Galaxy um games as well. And this is how she was like, we need the power stars. So maybe she is also a guide towards Mario and Luigi to find Princess Peach again. Who I don't. That's a whole nother thing. I don't think they want to be found. But that should be
Who?
interesting.
Peach?
Pretty Peach. She's always disappearing. We know that Bowser didn't take her this
I
time.
remember an old video that insinuated that Princess Peach kept on getting kidnapped because she was actually trying to get away from Mario and she was cheating on Mario with Bowser. I think that's hilarious.
Oh
I know
yeah.
that's not really gonna that's not gonna happen in this movie, but I think that's a hilarious thought.
But in a way, that would be a really great explanation for the adults. And the kids would be like, what? No, the kids are so savvy. They would probably root them along as well. They would love that. They've been savvy. So yeah, we don't know much of what is going on. It was more of a teaser than an
Mhm.
actual trailer, but I do look forward to it. It releases on the April 3rd, which is great because it's an April 4th baby. Yay me. Once again, we get all the great movies. So yeah, that has been kind of fun. Also, did you want to talk about V for Vendetta?
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting another TV series that nobody's asked for. Um, V for Vendetta is on, by the way, because everyone's so old. We're almost at 20-year anniversary for V for Vendetta, so it is getting a re-release. Um, I think it already got the re-release. So 20 years of V for Vendetta. So what better way than to celebrate by
God, that
giving us a
feels so
series
old.
nobody asked for? A series nobody asked for. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, nobody asked for it, but I'm excited that it's coming out. I loved the movie so much. It's one of my favorite comic book movies. Um, and I think a TV series would do it better justice than a movie. One of the things I can't remember right now in the top of my head, the creator of V for Vendetta. That's gonna bug me. Hold on. Um, Alan Moore, yes, the great Alan Moore. Um, he was not happy with the way the movie was portrayed, and neither was he. He wasn't happy with like he did the Watchmen also. He created the Watchmen comics. He wasn't happy with that also, and I could see why, but he wasn't happy with V for Vendetta. He wasn't happy with the portrayal of comic book movies being translated comic books being translated to movies. And I think it's because the movies tend to rush a lot. You don't invest yourself in the character enough or characters. So I think a TV show would allow that to happen a whole lot more. I kind of feel like that's the same kind of feeling that I had when they had announced the Sandman TV show. We're not going to talk about the creator because that's a whole controversial craziness there. But um, I would have been upset if it was a movie because there's so much to the world and the character or characters actually. So the show takes its time developing all that, and I think having a V for Vendetta TV show is a perfect choice.
I do. And this is going to be for HBO Max as well.
Yeah.
So, yay, David Zephyr. My thing is, how are they going? I'm wondering because you could understand, like for the times, it would be really great. But I'm wondering, are they going to do a lot of self censorship? Because a lot of TV shows are trying to avoid controversy. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm wondering because, for example, Apple TV had The Savant. The Savant was a TV show starring Jessica Chastain about her going against white nationalists in America
Mm-hmm.
and their underground cells. And after there was a particular murder that happened in public, they was like, no, we're not going to show this at the moment. We're going to postpone it. And a lot of people are upset because why are you afraid to just show a show about what is white nationalism going after it? So I'm wondering because Vendetta, V for Vendetta, and what he stood for
It's very
or
political.
stands for, right? How political are they going to make this show? And what are they going to? Are they going to sanitize some of the things that he stood for?
I
So
don't.
I'm wondering. Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, I don't think if you're gonna create this show in the first place, especially when a movie and a
Mm-hmm.
comic book's already established, I don't see how or why would you even have the balls to even attempt that to sanitize it in any sense? Like it's a political it's about a
Mm-hmm.
political uprising. So why would you change or sanitize any censor any of it? If anything, if you censor it, that literally goes against the message that the show's trying to give you. Um, but also, shoot, I forgot where I was going with this. Um, nope, I lost it now. It'll probably come back to me at some point. But go on. I'm sorry.
That what tends to happen. But here's the thing: it is going to be now. This is all from Variety, who had the exclusive. Like this is coming out. It's going to be written by Pete Jackson, not Peter Jackson. This is not the Lord of the Rings situation. Pete Jackson will write the adaptation. James Gunn and Peter Safran will executive produce because, obviously we all know who he is.
But yeah,
Um,
by the way, for those people who
yeah,
are wondering why James Gunn is involved, V for Vendetta is a DC comic.
yes.
So I guess you can say it's in the world. Oh, I'm sorry. And that's what I was gonna say. Speaking of the world, so to have it to be a political show, you don't have to censor it based on our what we're going through right now in American politics because it's supposed to take place in the UK. So I would think you could be less censorious. I don't know if that's a word. Um, because it takes place in the UK in a dystopian reality, kind of like 1984 type of world. Um, uh, Not like in the future. It's more like in the past, like you could say the 80s, 90s, 2000s, or whatever it might be. So, like, why would you censor it? It's not even. It doesn't even take place in the States.
But this is giving me Watchmen vibes, and not
Oh,
Watchmen the
sure.
movie. Remember Watchmen the TV series, which was awesome, had Regina King. Yep,
Yeah,
Regina King in it, and that whole situation with the guy who's now playing Wonder Man. He was
the
originally
twist.
the twist.
Yeah.
Um, that was very political, and that was like an alternate thing, but it also
Mhm.
focused on what actually happened. We had the whole oh my gosh, the burning of it was not just Black Wall Street. I forgot the particular location. Greenwood was also being burned down. So
Okay.
they showed what happened with like the blacks in history and racism
Hmm.
and how that happened. And you can, oh, it's not our world. It's, we have Watchmen. But
Hmm.
they made that very political and it was very much up to date. And you could see the direct correlation. Yes, this is taking place in the UK, yet it is like not too distant future, and it is controlled by a fascist. And even if you're like, oh, UK, there are things going around the world. So it'll be interesting just knowing whether or not how this will play off. But for those who don't know, V is an anarchist. That should definitely ring some signals there.
Hmm.
He is an anarchist who wears the Guy Fawkes mask. So he's a masked vigilante who seeks to topple the government. That should be fun. Would help. What was it? Avery? I can't remember, but it was a woman because she played.
Oh,
That was Natalie Portman's character,
Natalie Portman.
right?
Yes.
Right. Who was rescued by the secret police. There's a whole secret
Evie.
police that's making people disappear. You see where I'm going with this here? So this should be very interesting. And I'm hoping that they don't let certain particular groups of people start being upset and be like, we got to cancel this because, look what they're trying to do. But I think it's really fun. I think it's going to be, I look forward to this way more than a Jimmy Olsen TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who would actually play into it, but we have a lot of things that's working up with HBO Max. That is like, please don't cancel us. We need subscriptions, so then they can jack up the prices to like $30 a month.
Yeah.
Because we do have line fits coming up.
We're paying more in streaming than we ever have for cable now.
They're they're just increased the prices for Paramount Plus after they fired
that I
after
canceled.
Charlie Sheridan. It was like, nah, we good. He left. So they're like, oh, we're gonna raise prices because we need the money because now we're gonna do what's that word? Invest $1 billion into our entertainment. So we're raising the price because Tyler Sheridan abandoned us. But this should be fun. Are you looking forward to everything costing like $30 now? Go back to cable?
No, of course not. I mean, I'm not going to talk about it here on our video, but like there are other ways for me to watch these shows.
Yep, through HBO Max and through cable, which now the cable provider services like Charter Spectrum is giving you HBO Max for free. He's a cable watcher. What he's saying. Yeah. So this should be interesting. I look forward to this. This should be fun. And
I
don't say
I
same time.
hope I would hope this is just wishful thinking. I know it's not going to happen, and I don't think he's interested anymore. But I would hope that they bring back Hugo Weaving. I think he did a great job as V in the movie, and I know he's old, so he wouldn't be able to do the stunts. But you could always, because he's masked, he can. You can have a stunt double do all this stuff while just using his voice. You know how like they do in Twisted Metal, where you got Samoa Joe playing as Sweet Tooth, but you got Will Arnett as the voice. You could literally do the same thing with V. I would love to hear Hugo Weaving's voice again.
He's 65. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's not nice. And the dude who played Scar, what's his name? Jeremy Irons. He was in Watchmen doing things, and he was considered older. Remember?
Watchmen. I can't remember.
He was
him.
Osmosis. I forgot what you would call it.
Yes, he was. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Ozymandias. You're muted. You're muted.
Dude, still muted. I am still muted. When he did Watchmen, that was like what? Less than 10 years ago. So he was popping off in the 70s when he did that.
Didn't he pass away?
So there you go. No. Oh, I would have known because I love me some Scar. It would have been a big thing if Scar died because it was a big thing when Mufasa died.
Oh, that's not. No, never mind. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I don't know why I'm confusing him with freaking Snape. What's his name?
I know who you're talking. No, I can't remember, but I know. But he died.
Yeah, he passed away.
Died,
I'm confusing him with.
He had the cancer, I think.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I really can't remember his name.
You know why? Because so I thought. Yeah, let me look him up actually.
Okay. Alan Rickman. Oh my gosh, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry to him.
So I confused him with Jeremy Irons because when I was younger, I used to confuse Jeremy Irons as the villain to Die Hard, and that was actually Alan Alan Rickman.
He was
Huh?
the villain though in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When
It
he
was the
would make
brother.
Bruce
It was the
Willis,
brother.
yeah, he made Bruce Willis wear the N-word sign in the middle of Harlem
Hmm.
and see if he wouldn't die.
Definitely got Samuel
It was
Jackson's attention.
I thought that was one of the best ones. Like compared to the original, that was like
Mm.
second best. Oh yeah, but no, not that one. Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to see Hugo Weaving in it because I
No.
think that if you want a complete fresh take, he can do like a cameo,
Hmm.
like a protester in the crowd, but or a banker, somebody corporate.
I just think that
But to
that voice
have
is just so iconic.
he can say something as the banker. Welcome to the bank, sir. But like my thing is, I want them to create something new, even though
Hmm.
it's not. Give me a new cast because what would it look like if we're still harpering on the old cast? It would be the Flash movie. Here comes all the Supermen.
I mean, if the acting is still there, if the acting is still
That's like
good,
people
I
wanting
don't
Grant
care.
Gustin
Yeah, I
because
would
I don't
love
want
Grant
somebody
Gustin.
that I've
Grant Gustin
already
would be
seen.
great.
You had your time to shine. Let's have somebody new. For me, it just doesn't make any sense
Yeah.
to keep, the same actor as the exact same role. Because if that's the case, I could just watch the original movie. I don't need to see, and it's not ageism, I don't need to see like 65-year-old Hugo Weaving popping off on buildings and
But
screaming
like
at
I
the
said though,
police.
you could use the voice, but have a young person under the mask
No,
to do the stunts, to do the movements, to do all that.
I
I
didn't.
don't
I,
know.
I
I
don't.
know it's
I
not
don't
gonna
know.
happen. It's not gonna happen. But
That's
that's what I hope.
You know what it reminds me. I'm not sure when you was here in New York. You heard of a Broadway musical called Rent. They
Yes.
turned that musical, so
Your
it
movie.
came out in like the 90s, and everyone was in their 20s, and they were really young, and they did their little, I forgot 925,600 minutes, that
Hmm.
place. When it came time, now remember, that's about a bunch of 20-year-olds fighting against the man and the establishment, right?
Uh-huh.
They then made Rent the movie musical
Hmm.
with the exact same cast. And I'm watching Jesse L. Martin, who was 20 years old in the music in the Broadway musical, now 45, talking about we're not gonna pay rent, and it does not have that same impact. Where I'm sitting here and I'm like, you got grandkids. What are you talking about? You're not paying rent. And can you light my candle? I don't that does not translate well within the story. It doesn't work. You running around, fight the man, is not going to be the same as when you were 20.
I still
I don't want to
disagree.
see I don't want to see Hugo Weaving be like, fight the man. Oh my back. But fight the man.
It's not going to be him under the mask. You don't
I
see
don't
Hugo
want it to be
Weaving
white.
whatsoever. Like, there's a
I don't
difference
want it.
between a grounded because it's a musical, but a grounded character living in New York who's 45 playing a 20-year-old. That I completely agree with. But that's different from a fantasy comic book superhero that's under a mask the entire time, and all you need to use is Hugo's voice.
I don't want your voice. Why are you here? You had your time, you shined, pass that shine down to someone new. Let them, there's plenty of voices that can now be the voice. I don't want your voice anymore. Respectfully, isn't he still doing Lord of the Ring things?
I don't think
Let
so.
him,
I don't know what he's
I don't
doing.
know. I'm throwing it. I don't know what
I'm
he's
mad that
doing.
he was the Red Skull, and then they recasted him in his stupid Infinity War game movies.
Who they recast him it? Well, he's
So
never
I don't know, some rando that I've never heard of. I mean, I'm sure he's popular somewhere, but I've never heard of this guy. That's not Hugo Weaving when he's the Red Skull on was it Boromir? I think was the planet was called where they get the Soul
I
Stone.
thought it was the same one.
That's not the
John,
same
I can't
guy.
remember what I.
This is a different voice.
Oh, well, that. Well, that's not the same because that is the same character within the same universe. So that's not the same as opposed to now this is a completely new adaptation. That was a continuance. This is an
Yeah.
adaptation that we're doing
No, that's
anew
agreed.
and
Yeah,
fresh.
very different. Yeah, yeah. I get
So,
it.
yeah. So no, and I don't know what this man is. I thought he was in the Lord of the Rings TV show. But the point is, I don't want him. I want someone new. I want to hear someone's new voice. So give me that. Oh, he was in a bunch of movies that nobody saw recently. Respect to him. But yeah, no, he's in Slow Horses. That's one of the big things. I keep forgetting that. Apple TV. It's like a big thing, like the Ted Lasso and the Slow Horses. Like nobody has Apple TV. But the point is, he's doing that. Let him be with the horses that are slow. I don't need to be him slow in Vendetta. But yeah, so I guess it's everything that we have to say about that and everything that, those are the adaptations. We still look forward to Green Lantern, where maybe we can just give me another screenshot to know that this thing is still actually coming. That's all I asked for. Aaron Pierre is like, about to be old because he's 30 now.
30 is old?
Hey,
Jesus,
30.
what am
That's
I?
the dirty 30. It's the dirty 30. So, yeah. Well, he's gonna do something else. I forgot what else he was casted. But, let's maybe within the next 5 years give us something. So, maybe. But yeah, that's everything that we have to say about those three kind of things that's popping off right now. I know that you're very excited for all of them. And I look forward to them not screwing up something. So we have that. So I have been your host where everyone gets a TV show, joined by Mr. Remember the month of December, November. See, I don't even remember anymore. Good Lord. Was it November? It was November.
Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and
Um,
plot.
Look, you should have opened with that. You sound like Sting
we opened
right
we
now.
opened with what was the first show? Oh yeah, we opened with Jimmy Olsen.
Good Lord. But you could have been like, I want to remember the 5th of November. And in order for us to do that, we have to talk about Vendetta. Boom.
Oh, you're the host.
I blame you.
Shame.
So that has been our spiel on those three topics of what's popping off. And thank you so much for joining us. We will be back with, of course, Welcome to Derry, the greatest TV show that has ever existed, that Danny cries every episode because he's like, oh my God, can the special effects get even worse?
Yeah.
And it does. So that should be fun. Oh, you guys, so much worse. But on the plus side, we're interviewing the cast of Welcome to Derry.
That'll be interesting. I gotta see that. I gotta see that one.
So stay tuned for that if I'm not kicked off by now. That'll be fun. Interview the guys for that, and we'll be back with a lot more things. So, yay! Thank you for joining us. I don't know how to stop this. Once again. Oh, wait. No. Oh, there we go.